Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you into the Badger Den tonight for this basketball game, boys basketball game. Tonight we've got the Draper APA Eagles coming down from the point of the mountain up in Salt Lake Valley. They come down to play against the Badgers tonight. Another 2A versus 1A game tonight. Draper APA comes into the game tonight with a record of 4-4. They're led by junior Urban Baldwin, who currently is averaging 15.5 points per game. Also, we've got Weston Stratton, who leads the team in rebounds at 8.5 rebounds per game. Those two are both juniors with those stats there. And over on the Wayne side, the Badgers come in at 4-2 on the season. They're led by the three seniors. Blake Peterson averages 19.3 points per game. Hunter Robbins averaging 16.5 points per game, and Tristan Martinez averaging 10.7 points per game. So that three senior core for the Badgers leads. Tristan also leads the team in rebounds. Well, all three of the seniors lead the team in rebounds, but Tristan leads the three seniors with 10 rebounds per game. Interesting note tonight, Tristan Martinez is not with the team tonight. He had a prior appointment today, and he will not be in the lineup tonight. So we'll see how the Badgers adjust. He's been a great player for the Badgers the last several games with a lot of good inside play, good points underneath, and as I said before, he leads the teams in rebounds. So he will be missed tonight, but we'll see how the Badgers adjust and see what we can get done tonight. We're about 2 minutes from the starting lineup and the national anthem, or the presentation of the flag. So we'll take a break for a minute and be back. Will you all please follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, for your starting line for Draper APA. Getting ready now to announce the starting lineup for Draper APA. They're going to start the senior number 2, Joan Strong, another senior number 5, Parker Overby, senior Max Jacobson, number 12, junior Weston Stratton, number 23, and junior Urban Baldwin, number 11. Senior number 5, Parker Overby. Senior 2, Joan Strong. All right, so starting lineups for the Badgers tonight. As we heard from our announcer. All right, so for the Badgers tonight, we have starting number 40, Hunter Robbins, number 13, Blake Peterson, number 24, Trayson Brown, number 2, RJ Powell, and number 42, Rylan Hallows. And Blake Peterson makes his presence known early on with his first 2 points of the game. Eagles bring it down to 11, Urban Baldwin. Looks to get back up top. Max Jacobson back over to Overby. Back out on the right side. It's going to go out of bounds as Ryland pressured, and it's going to go to the Badgers. Should note, I don't have Coach Stevens with me tonight. The girls are playing over in Escalante. We want to wish them luck. So I'm by myself tonight on the microphone. Blake Peterson brings it up for the Badgers. Ryland sets a screen. Blake brings it around the left side, brings it up off the iron, no good. And rebound comes down to the Eagles. Number 11, Urban Baldwin brings it up the left side, tries to drive inside the paint, and it's knocked away by Trayson Brown. Blake Peterson drives it up the left side, up and in, and he's going to be fouled. So Blake Peterson up and in for 2 with a foul on the Eagles. That foul's going to be on number 12, Max Jacobson, his first. Blake's shot is up and no good. Rebound comes down to Max Jacobson of Draper. Jones strong with it, passes it over to the left side. Back up top. Gets over to Baldwin on the right side. He tries to drive in, there's nothing there. Back up top to Jacobson. Gets it inside to Strong, he looks, nothing there. Over to that right side, back over to Strong. Shot is up and no good. By Max Jacobson from the 3-point line. Eagles come down with it. And number 23 gets the easy pass down underneath. Weston Stratton for 2. Peterson brings it up for the Badgers. Over to the right side to Trayson. Looks in. Hunter sets a screen. Pick and roll back over into Robbins. Shoves up and no good. Rebound comes down to the Eagles. And they're going to drive. And number 5, Parker Overby, up and in for 2. 4-4 is your score. 6 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first quarter. Pass over to the right side to Trayson. Tries to dribble around. And they're going to get number 5, Parker Overby. They're going to say he pushed. So that's the second team foul for the Eagles. Peyton Jackson checks into the game for Trayson Brown. Trayson been fighting a bit of a stomach bug the last few days. Gets the ball into Hunter. Back out on the left side to RJ. Back up top to Blake. Gets it back out left side to RJ for 3, and that one's no good. Robbins with the rebound, tries to go up, and it's going to be blocked and out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Badgers. So Hunter had a good rebound, tried to get the putback, and Weston Stratton got him on the block. Badgers set to inbound on the right side. Looking for something underneath. Nothing there. Gets it up high, tries to get to RJ, and Strong is there. Knocks it out, and the Badgers are able to get another hand on it. And going to go out of bounds. Possession will go back to the Badgers. RJ will inbound it. Pass into Peterson. He walks it up court. Brings it around the right side. Gets out to Hunter from 3 points. No good off the iron. Blake with the rebound. He's going to go up and no good. And it looks like they're going to catch Ryland on the rebound. Yep, Ryland got caught on that rebound. So that'll be his first foul of the game. Badgers have 1. 4-4 is the score. 5:20 left in the first. Strong brings it down for the Eagles. Gets over to Jacobson. Over to Baldwin. Takes a screen, goes from up top, and Robbins is able to get a hand on it, get the stuff from three-point land. Quick pass down to Blake. Blake's up and no good. Weston Stratton comes down with the rebound for the Eagles. Strong brings it down the right side, tries to get it down underneath. Back up to Strong. Gets it back up top to Max Jacobson. He puts up the three, no good. Rebound by Rylan Hallows. Peyton Jackson brings it down for the Badgers. Blake looks inside to Rylan. Out to RJ, back to Blake. Looks inside, nothing there. Back to left to RJ. It's back down on the left baseline. He tries to get into Hunter, and Max Jacobson's there to pick it off for the Eagles. Strong breaks it down. Gets it over. Pass ended up in Max Jacobson's hands for 3 points. He puts it up and good. Three-pointer for Max Jacobson. Peterson for three. No. Overby with that rebound. Overby with a three-point shot. No good off the iron. Hunter comes down with it. Gets that to Peterson, who pushes it down the court. Brings it up and in for two. Blake Peterson. And Coach Jackson's going to call a 30-second timeout. We'll be back in a minute. All right, coming out of the timeout, the Draper APA Eagles lead the Badgers by a score of 7-6. We've got 3:40 left in the first quarter. Eagles are set to inbound down on their defensive side. Strong passes it into Baldwin. Gets it back over to Strong. Back over to Baldwin. Dribbles in, looks inside, gets it, kicks it out to Overby. He puts up a shot, no good, and tries to save it with the inbound, gets over to Peyton Jackson for the Badgers. And the ball had a loose ball. Weston Stratton poked it out. Ryland tried to corral it, and he got called for the travel. Urban Baldwin back over to Jones. Strong brings it down for the Eagles on the right side. Kicks it back over to Baldwin. He kicks it over to, we got that one over to Max Jacobson, who got another three-point shot. 3 points for the Eagles. Peterson brings it down, kicks that pass over to RJ. RJ gets it back out to Blake. Throws over to Peyton, who gets it down into Ryland. Ryland looked to shoot. Nothing there. Over to RJ, back over to Blake. Back down the right side to RJ, gets it back out to Blake. Blake's going to try to drive and shoot it up, and good. So Blake Peterson with his 8 points of the game. He's got all the points for the Badgers in this first quarter. 2.5 minutes left. Max Jacobson puts up a three, that's no good. Jones Strong went to put it up, and he goes, drives in, puts it up, and that's no good. RJ comes down with the rebound, and that one's poked away. Eagles come with the ball. Over to Baldwin, back over to Jacobson, who puts up a shot. It's no good. He's contested, and RJ came up with, or no, Peyton Jackson came up with the ball. Badgers have it. Blake had it. It was poked away by the Eagles. And Jones Strong tried to go up, and Blake got the block on him. Badgers make a substitution. Trayson Brown will come in for Rylan Hallows. Eagles will inbound. Strong gets it out to Baldwin up top. And he's going to put a shot up, and that one's good from three-point land. So Urban Baldwin gets 3 points. His first points of the game for the Eagles. Draper APA leads 13-8. Peyton tried to get it into to Hunter, and it's going to end up going out of bounds. Coach Jackson's hollering at the Badgers to tighten things up a little bit. Jones Strong brings up the right side for the Eagles. Gets it over to Baldwin. Baldwin across. And they're going to call one of the Badgers for a foul. Let's see who this one's going to be on. They're going to say it's on RJ with a foul underneath. So that's RJ's first of the game. Badgers' second team foul. 8:13, minute and a half left. Urban gets it in to Jacobson. Dribbles up top, gets over to Strong. Strong drives the lane. Nothing there. Gets it out. Back up to Jacobson. Over to Urban, back to Overby. She was a shot up by Jacobson, and it's no good and going to go out of bounds. So it'll be Badger basketball with a minute 11 left in the first quarter. Badgers coming out a bit sluggish in this first quarter. Talked earlier about Trayson being down with the bug. It seems like half the school's been out sick this last week. I know we've got a lot of kids and a lot of staff out with this bug that's going around. Blake tries to work it into Robbins, and it's going to get knocked out of bounds off the fingers of Weston Stratton. Be Badger basketball down underneath. Blake the inbound. Gets it into Robbins. Robbins will put for a long two. In and out, no good. Peterson keeps that ball alive, and the rebound comes down to Trayson Brown up on top. Look at it, go left to RJ. Go down the left baseline to Blake. He'll put up a three, no good. Ball's loose and comes down. Joe Strong has the ball for the Eagles. And he double dribbled. They say it went off his knee, and so Badgers will get the call. 38.6 left. Badgers trail by 5. Hunter passes it in to Trayson. We'll bring it up the middle. Trayson's looking to get down into Payton. Gets over to Blake. Blake dribbles, gets over to Trayson, who puts up a three, no good. And Hunter can't do anything. He's boxed out pretty well by Stratton. Urban Baldwin with the ball. Gets it down underneath to Weston Stratton, and it's going to be knocked out. It's going to go off Hunter's hands. 12.4 seconds left. Badgers trail by 5. Baldwin will inbound underneath for the Eagles. Baldwin looking, gets it up to Overby. Kicks it over down to Strong, down to Baldwin. Dribbles in, nothing, gets over to Overby. Back out to Jacobson, gets over to Baldwin, who puts up a three, good. So it's the second tick off here in the first quarter. Urban Baldwin gets 3, and that will give the Draper APA Eagles a 16-8 lead over the Badgers at the end of the first. We'll be back. Getting ready to start the second quarter. Draper leads the Badgers by 8. Baldwin with the ball. Trayson guarding. Takes a screen. Looks inside, nothing there. Puts up a shot, no good. Overby with the rebound. And they're going to got the ball over to Max Jacobson, but they're going to say he traveled. So it'll be Badger basketball. Robbins inbounds to Trayson. Trayson brings it up court, kicks it over to Payton on that left side. Payton looks into Robbins, gets the pass down under. Robbins up for two, no good. He was guarded pretty closely by Weston Stratton. Baldwin with a long pass to Stratton. Stratton goes up and in for two. Badgers inbound the ball. Trayson brings it down. Gets the ball over to Peyton Jackson. Ball comes in to Peterson and shot up no good. Rebound to the Eagles. Overby with the ball. Gives it down to Strong. Strong kicks it back out to Stratton. Back up to Baldwin. Baldwin dribbles baseline. Nothing there. Kicks it back out to Jacobson. Gets it over to Strong. Strong gets it to Baldwin. Baldwin into Stratton for an easy bucket underneath. Badgers lost him under there. Trayson brings it up for the Badgers, and Baldwin knocks it out of bounds for the Eagles. Hollows checks back into the game to give Hunter Robbins a rest. No, he came in for RJ. A little bit of confusion as to who he was supposed to come in for. Jackson with the ball, gets it into Robbins. Robbins up and in for two. Hunter Robbins with his first points of the ball game. Badgers trail by 10. Strong drives in through the middle, back out. Baldwin with the ball up on that right side. Tries to drive it in, gets it into Parker Overby, who misses the lay-in. Badgers get the rebound. Peterson drives the lane, no good. Hunter Robbins with the rebound, up and no good. And rebound comes down to the Eagles. Strong brings it down. He's going to give it pass over to Jacobson, up for two, no good. And that one's going to say that it went off Hunter Robbins' hands. Jacobson will inbound it for the Eagles. Gets it out to Baldwin. Back into Jacobson, who goes up and no good. Rebound down to Hunter Robbins. Peterson with the ball, gets it up to Payton, who tries to get it into Ryland, and it's going to be blocked. Nothing there. Baldwin with the ball. Kicks it back out to Strong, puts up a three, no good. Blake comes down with the rebound. Pushes the left side. Tries to drive the lane, come inside, no. And just really no rebounding help for the Badgers right now. They're letting the Eagles get way too many of those easy balls underneath. Strong with the ball. And the Eagles are going to take a timeout. So with 5:17 left in the second quarter, the Draper APA Eagles lead the Wayne Badgers by a score of 20-10. We'll be back. Coming out of the timeout, it's going to be Eagle basketball. Strong inbounds it to Overby. Over to Baldwin, back over to Overby. Gets out to Strong. Back over to Overby, back to Baldwin. Baldwin looks to drive in. Trayson guards him. Baldwin pulls up for two, no good. And Stratton had the rebound, but Ryland came in, knocked it out of bounds. It'll be Eagle basketball underneath. Checking the shot clock. Baldwin will inbound it. Gets over to Jacobson. Up to Strong. Dribbles in and up and in for two. Jones Strong with his first points of the ball game. Trayson with the ball. Kicks it back out to Peterson up top. Gets over to RJ on the right side. He looks inside. There's nothing there. Out to Peterson on the right side, who gets the bounce pass into Robbins, who goes up and in for two. Hunter Robbins. It's 4 points for him on the game. Strong brings it down for the Eagles. Gets it over to Stratton. Back up to Strong, back into Stratton. He goes up, and Robbins says no. Kicks it back out to number 12, who puts up a three, and that one's no good. And Ryland Hallows fights for it and comes down with the rebound. Peterson with it out to Trayson Brown, and Brown up and in for two. Trayson Brown with his first 2 points of the game. That outlet pass was effective the other night for the Badgers. Let's see if they can use it a little bit more tonight. Jones Strong pulls up for two, no good. Hunter Robbins comes down with it. Badgers trail by 8, 4 minutes left in the second quarter. RJ with the ball, gets over to Peterson. Peterson tries to get it into Ryland, and Ryland's knocked over by Stratton, and the Eagles get the turnover. Overby with the ball. Back up to Strong. Strong drives in, gets it over to Stratton. Stratton lost the handle. Ryland got a handle on it, kind of flustered him a little, and the ball's up and off the iron. Badgers get the rebound. Peterson with the ball. Kicks over to Trayson on the right side, gets into Robbins. He's going to go up Strong, up and in, and no. But he's going to get fouled, so Robbins will be at the line for two for the Badgers. So that foul is going to be on number 23, Weston Stratton, his first. First foul called in this quarter. Robbins' first shot is up and no good off the iron. Hunter will have one more. Second shot is up and no good. And fight for it underneath, but the Eagles come away with it. Baldwin with the ball on the right side, gets it over to Overby, has the ball back up to Baldwin. Baldwin tries to drive in. Pulls up for a shot, no good. Ryland Hallows comes down with the rebound. Gets it over to Blake. Blake pushes the ball. Tries to get into Robbins, and the pass is picked off. Baldwin has it for the Eagles. Back over to Baldwin. Gives it up to Strong. Strong tries to get over into Stratton. Hunter got his hands in there, and RJ comes up with the ball. RJ pushes it up. Tries to go down the middle. He's going to go for a shot, and he's going to be called on the foul. He's going to get the foul. That one's going to be on number 12, Max Jacobson. His first, Eagles' second foul of the quarter, so RJ will be at the line for the Badgers. Shot is up and no good for RJ. So into the game for the Eagles, number 32, Iverson Mejia. RJ's second shot is up and good. 15-22 is your score. 2.5 left in the second quarter. Badgers trail. Strong with the ball. Trayson's guarding him close. Baldwin with the ball. Overby sets a screen. He gets the pick and roll. Gets it back out to Stratton. Kicks it up to Strong. He shoots a three. Good. Jones Strong with 3 points from the right side. Blake brings it up for the Badgers. Kicks it over to RJ. Back out to Blake on that right side. Long cross-court pass over to Trayson on the left. Kicks over to RJ. RJ looks inside. Back over to Trayson. Gets it back up top, and we're going to have a foul called. And they're going to get number 11. The ref is pointing some fingers a little bit and confusing. So they're going to get number 11, Urban Baldwin, on a foul down underneath. Badgers thought it was on them the way the ref was pointing, but no. Stays with the Badgers. So 3 team fouls on the Eagles. Long in-down pass gets up top to Ryland. Back over to RJ. Trayson has it up top. Badgers trying to set something up here. Trayson dribbles it in, nothing there. Ryland with the ball, back up top to Blake, who drives it in, no good. Rebound comes down to Overby. Strong with the ball, over to Baldwin. Gets it back up to Strong. He's wide open for three. And that one's going to go in. The Badgers cannot leave him open. So Jones Strong has 8 points on the night. They'll shoot that all day if the Badgers leave him open. Peterson with the ball. Kicks it out to RJ, who wells up for three, no good. Mejia comes down with the rebound, kicks it over to Strong. Back up to Mejia, who drives in. Kicks back up to Overby, over to Baldwin on that left side. Up for three, good. Urban Baldwin for three. 31-15 is your score, minute left in the half. Peterson has the ball. And Strong tried to get his hands in there. He's going to get called for the foul. So Jones Strong gets his first foul of the game. 14 fouls on the Eagles. None yet on the Badgers in this quarter. They've played a pretty clean period. Trayson with the ball. Tries to dribble in. Shot is up and no good. Rebound comes down to the Eagles. Baldwin has the ball. Gets it over Overby. Overby looks nothing there. Back up to Baldwin. Baldwin's going to drive in and get two. So Urban Baldwin with a nice move underneath. Pump fakes and gets the Badgers to bite, and he gets the easy two. Peterson with the ball. And Ryland ended up on the floor. They're going to call number 5 for the foul. Parker Overby. So that's 5 team fouls for the Eagles. It's going to put Ryland at the line. Hallow's been working his guts out down underneath with those big guys. His first shot is up and no good off the iron. Badgers are cold from the free throw line tonight. Howells will have one more. Second shot is up and in and out. So Ryland misses both of them. Rebound comes down to the Eagles. Overby has the ball up top. 7 seconds left. Over to Baldwin. Pump fakes, gets Trayson to bite, puts up a long three, no good, and that's going to do it for the first half. So after 2 quarters of play, the Draper APA Eagles lead by a score of 33-15. Badgers playing a little colder than we've seen them play the last few games. As I said before, there's been a lot of sickness going around. We've got some kids that have missed a few days this week down with a little bit of that crud, and they're looking sluggish. There's no doubt about it. They also miss Martinez down underneath there with a big presence underneath to help get some of those rebounds, but we'll see what they can do in the second half, see what adjustments Coach Jackson makes to get the Badgers back into it. So we'll break for a moment and watch the cheerleaders. We'll come back with a few stats. Your Wayne Badger cheerleaders with the school song. So we've got some stats here, some halftime stats. Over on the Draper APA side with the Eagles, we've got all 5 of their starters scored points tonight. Urban Baldwin has 11. 3 of those are, or I should say 9 of those are off 3-point shots. He's had 3 3-pointers. Weston Stratton has 6. Sorry, Weston Stratton has 6. Max Jacobson has 6. Both from of his shots have been from 3-point line. Parker Overby with a pair, and Jones Strong has 8. The Eagles have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 3-pointers tonight. Over on the Badgers side, Blake Peterson leads Wayne with 8 points. Hunter Robbins with 4, Trayson Brown with a pair, and R.J. Powell with 1. So the Badgers have got to get a few other points. They got to have someone else scoring besides Blake in there. They seem to be a little bit cold tonight, not hitting their shots, not getting the rebounds they usually get. Hopefully they can come out in the second half and then put together a comeback. So I want to give a shout out to Coach Stevens tonight over at Escalante. As I mentioned earlier, the girls are playing over there tonight against the Escalante Mokies, and we wish them well. The varsity game is set to start in about a half hour. I don't have a video feed on that game. I don't know if Escalante's broadcasting it or not, but if anybody over in Escalante is watching that girls' game and wants to send me updates on the scores that game progresses, we can keep our fans updated on how that game goes. Pretty busy week for the Badgers this week. As far as sports goes, we've got this game tonight, and the girls over in Escalante tonight. Tomorrow, we've got a home wrestling, but kind of a three-team. It's not really a duel because there's 3 teams, but we've got a home wrestling meet. We've got South Sevier and Paiute who will be here tomorrow night to wrestle on let's see, let me pull out my calendar. So that's tomorrow. That's Wednesday. Sorry, I'm a day off. My weeks are getting muddled. So that's tomorrow night, Wednesday. We've got the wrestlers here. On Thursday, the boys travel to Escalante to play against the Mokies for their first away Region 20 game. They had their first Region 20 game here last week against Panguitch. But they'll travel to Escalante next week to face the Mokies. And then on Friday, the girls are back home here against Duchesne. And then on Saturday, the boys are back home against Millard. So busy week for the Badgers. I believe the wrestlers are also gone this weekend. Let me check this real quick. So yeah, the wrestling team will be in Tintic on Thursday for a duel with the Tintic Miners, and then they'll travel to Wendover on Friday and Saturday for a tournament up in Wendover. So very busy week right here before Christmas break for the Badgers. So we'll take a break for a few minutes. We got about 4 minutes left in this halftime break. We'll be back for the start of the second half. All right, we're about a minute away from the start of this second half. Badgers trail by a score of 33-15 to the Draper APA Eagles. Let's see what the Badgers can do to stop the three-point attack from the Eagles. Badgers is leaving some of those boys way too open out on that three-point line. Badgers need to be a little bit more efficient from the free throw line as well. I think they only made 1 out of 6 shots in that. 1 out of 6 or 7 free throw shots in that half. So we'll see if they can be a little bit more efficient in this half as we get ready to start here. So it'll be Badger basketball. Jackson to inbound for the Badgers. It's over to Peterson. Peterson brings it over to the left side. Kicks it into Robbins. Robbins had it tipped off his fingers, and possession goes back to the Eagles. Baldwin brings it up court for the Eagles. Overby with it. Back up to Strong. Strong drives in. Up to Jacobson. He tries to drive in. It's going to go off of Stratton's fingers. Ends up in Overby's fingers, and it somehow ends up back down underneath in Stratton's hands. And he gets a wide open layup. So Weston Stratton for 2 more. He's got 8 in the game. Peterson with the ball on the left side. He looks in, nothing there. Kicks it over to Trayson on the right side. Up for 3, no good. Rebound comes down to Overby. Kicks it up to Strong on the right side. Strong tries to go over to Stratton. It goes off his fingers, and Trayson comes up with it, and it's going to go off of. It's going to say they're going to say it went off of Trayson's feet. Yeah, a little bit of confusion over there. It's kind of far away from my poor eyes. But we're going to have a full timeout. Eagles want to take a timeout, so we'll take a break as well. We'll be back. So we've got Eagle basketball coming out of that timeout. I'm not 100% sure who called that one. I think it was the Eagles. Strong passes it in. Over to Baldwin. Takes a screen from both Stratton and Overby. Tries to get it back over to Jacobson. Jacobson with the ball, drives the lane, gets it back out to Stratton, who pulls it, gets it to Overby, who pulls it for 3, no good. Overby with the rebound up on the three-point line. Baldwin puts up for long 2 and good. Urban Baldwin with 2 more. Peterson brings it down the court. Drives, puts up a shot, no good. Rebound comes down to the Eagles. Overby with it, and he's going to go up and in for 2. Parker Overby. He's got 4 in the game. Peyton Jackson brings the ball up. Kicks it over to Peterson, who goes up off the glass and no good. And Hallows comes up with it, puts up for 2, no good. Gets his own rebound. Up and in, no good. But he's going to be fouled. So Rylan Howells with a couple of good offensive rebounds, and then he draws the foul. The foul's going to be on number 12, Max Jacobson. His third foul of the game. So Howells' first shot is up and good. Rylan Howells with his first point of the game. Second shot is up and no good, hard off the back of the iron. It's going to come down and they're going to say it went off the Eagles, so it'll be Badger basketball off the left side. Go inbound it from the left side. Tracy gets it into Blake, who drives. Nothing there. Looking for help. Tried to get over to Rylan and went over his head and out of bounds. Overby with the ball for the Eagles. Gets over to Jacobson. Back to Overby. Gets over to Baldwin. Baldwin dribbles. Rylan on him. Shot is up and good. Urban Baldwin's so good at that crossover shot. Blake brings it up the court for the Badgers. Tries to drive in. Gets it into Robbins. Robbins goes up and in for two. Hunter Robbins with his 6 points of the game. Baldwin drives it in, guarded by Trayson. Gets out to Strong, he tries to drive lane, back out to Stratton. Stratton pulls up for a short jumper, no, and RJ comes up with the rebound. Peterson with it, kicks it down to Trayson. Tries to get it back into Peterson, it goes off Peterson's foot and out of bounds. Peyton Jackson checks into the game for Blake Peterson. Baldwin inbounds the ball to Strong. Back over to Baldwin on the left side. He drives, and they're going to get Rylan for the hand check. Rylan was just trying to prevent that baseline drive. He was able to draw the foul. Looks like we got something on the court. Eagles inbound the ball. Get out to Strong. Tries to drive in, gets it over to Overby in the paint. He puts up a no good, gets his own rebound. Comes over to Strong, no good. Stratton comes up with the rebound. Back to Overby. Back to Baldwin. Pulls up for three. Good. Urban Baldwin for another three. He's got 18 points in this game. Peyton Jackson brings it down the left side, gets it into Rylan. Kicks it out to RJ. Back to Trayson on the right side. Looks in, nothing there. Back up to RJ. Into Peyton. Peyton tries to get into Rylan. Rylan takes a shot from the free throw line, no good. Rebound comes down to Baldwin. He's going to try to drive in and get a Euro step, and he's going to run over Rylan. Rylan ends up on the floor, and they're going to call Baldwin for the charge. So Blake Peterson checks into the game for Hallows. 18-44 is your score. Just under 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Badgers just unable to generate any offense tonight. Jackson tries to get it into Peterson. That one's picked off. Strong with the ball. Tries to get an alley-oop up to Baldwin, and it's a little too hard, and it goes nowhere. Strong tries to get the rebound, and he's going to be fouled. And that one's going to be on Peyton Jackson. So he picks up his first. That's the second Badger team foul. So Jones Strong will be at the line for the Eagles. First shot is up and good. Number 12, Balin Wood, checks into the game for Peyton Jackson. Strong will have one more shot. Second shot is up and good. Peterson brings the ball up. Gets over to Powell, back over to Peterson, puts up a shot, no good off the iron. Badgers are just cold. So number 21, Paul McComa, checked in during the last dead ball for the Eagles. He puts up a shot, that one's no good. Rebound comes down to the Badgers. RJ's got it, he tries to go up, and Overby got his hand in there, and ball's gonna end up back in the back court again. They try to get the ball into Peterson, and it's going to be picked off. Badgers just not doing a good job taking care of the ball tonight. Baldwin for three, no. RJ gets the rebound. And another turnover for the Badgers. Overby with it, tries to get into Stratton, and Baldwin ends up with it. He'll dribble out. Looking to Macoma, and Trayson comes in and gets him at the body. Peyton Jackson checks into the game for RJ. Baldwin's at the inbound for the Eagles. Long pass up to Overby up top. Gets over to Strong. Strong with it, gets it back out to Baldwin. Baldwin's going to drive the lane and tried to get it down into that right corner to Strong, and it just went over his head and out of bounds. So 2.5 left in the quarter. Badgers trail 18-46. Brown gets it down to Jackson. Jackson dribbles left, picks it up, gets over to Peterson on the left side. Cross-court pass over to Wood, just going to be out of his reach and go out of bounds. So Coach Jackson wants to take a break and talk about it. We'll be back. Just over 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Badgers trail by 18 points. I lied. They trail by a lot more than 18. They trail by 28 points. My math was off. Looks like they've got some stuff out on the floor they're trying to clean up. Eagles will inbound the ball. Baldwin has it. Trayson guarding him, trying to get a hand in there. Baldwin drives in, tries a spin move, and Robbins says no. Stratton comes up with it, and he goes up, and Hunter's going to get him on the foul. So Stratton will have 2. Badgers with 14 fouls. His first shot is up and no good. Back into the game for the Eagles, number 12, Max Jacobson. Stratton will have one more. Second shot is up and no good off the front of the iron. Balin comes up with the rebound, gets over to Blake. Blake pushes down, gets it to Payton. Gets back into Blake, who goes up and in for two. So Blake Peterson with his first points of the half. Badgers trail by 26. Strong with the ball, guarded by Jackson. They get over beyond the left baseline. Kicks it way back up to Jacobson up top. Back over to Baldwin, he's guarded by Trayson. Stratton with the screen with pick and roll, and they get an alley-oop up to Stratton, and too easy. Stratton up for two more. Trayson with the ball, gets it over to Balin. Hunter Robbins, Trayson's able to get that ball into Robbins for two. Hunter's got 8 points in the game. Overby has it, gets it back up to Jacobson, kicks over to Strong. Strong drives in, kicks over to Stratton, and Stratton goes up and in for two off the glass. Badgers have not been able to find an answer for Stratton tonight on the inside game. Trayson with the ball, bounce pass into Blake, who pulls up for two, and good. Two more for Blake. Inside the paint. Strong with the ball for the Eagles. Gets it over to Overby. Goes right with it, gets it up to Jacobson, kicks it left, over into Strong. Strong has it up on that left side. Payton guarding him. Baldwin to the screen. Strong with the ball, kicks over to Baldwin. Baldwin pulls up, nope, pulls back. He drives in, gets over to Overby. Up and in for two, over to the long reach of Hunter Robbins. So 2 more points for the Eagles. 52-24, 5 seconds left. Peterson puts up a shot, no good. Hunter with a rebound, up and in, and no good. And that's going to be how the third quarter ends. So at the end of 3, the Badgers trail the Draper APA Eagles by a score of 52-24. We'll be back. All right, getting set, ready to start the fourth quarter. Badgers trail 24-52. Eagles will inbound the ball. Strong has it, he brings it over the right side. Comes over to Jacobson. He goes to drive the lane, kicks it back out to, see who's that came in for the Eagles. Iverson Magia came in, and I didn't see who made that point. Number 11, Urban Baldwin, with a couple more. Trayson has the ball. He's over to Jackson. Looks inside, tries to get into Robbins, and Stratton is there. Weston Stratton, his big long reach. They try to get down into him underneath, and Robbins was there to knock it out of bounds. So the Eagle basketball, Rylan Howes checks into the game for Payton Jackson. Jacobson inbounds to Baldwin. Kicks up to Strong up top for 3, good. Jones Strong for 3 more. He's got 13 points in the game. Peterson gets it over to Wood on the left side. Wood drives into the lane and puts it up for 2 from the free throw line. No good, hard off the iron. Baldwin comes up with the ball. It's poked away by Trayson, and the Badgers can't quite handle it. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Eagle basketball. RJ checks into the game for Trayson. Ball comes into Strong. Drives it into the paint. Magia for three from the left side. Hard off the iron, and Blake comes up with the rebound. Kicks over to Robbins. Back over to Blake. Blake drives the lane up and in, and no good off the front. Baldwin comes up with the ball. Tries to go into the lane. He's guarded pretty tight. Jacobson with it. Blake on him. He puts up a high floater. No good. Robbins tried to come up with the rebound. Stratton outreached him, and the ball comes down to Blake eventually. Blake drives the court. Tries to come in. Too far under. He's looking up and under and in. Nice little reverse move there by Blake for two. Baldwin over to Strong on the left side. Drives into the paint. Kicks it out to Magia. Back to Baldwin. Baldwin with the crossover. Magia with the ball to the left side. And Hallows comes down with the rebound. Peterson with it. Up and in for two. So Jones Strong with two. Apologize to those watching the feed. I forgot to switch the cameras over after the break. .520 left in the game, in the quarter. Peterson with it, pulls up for two, no good off the iron, and it's going to come down, go out of bounds. It's going to be Eagle basketball. Again, I apologize for the video issue. A lot of buttons to push, and I'm a one-man show tonight, so sometimes I forget what I'm doing. Strong with it. Over to Baldwin on the left side. Blake trying to get around him, and he's going to get fouled. So Blake picks up his first foul of the game. First team foul on the Badgers. They trail by 32. 4:56 left in the fourth. Ball comes into Stratton, back out to Strong up top. Strong drives, kicks it back out to Jacobson. Jacobson with it, pulls up for three, no good, and we're going to have a foul underneath. Nope, they're going to say hit the top of the backboard. So it'll be Badger basketball. Blake has the ball. Brings around that left side. I think they're going to call Ryland for the flop. Ryland got knocked over, but Coach Jackson's going to argue that call. They're going to call Ryland for the flop. So they stop play. Badgers have the ball. Blake with it, he puts up the shot, and we're gonna have a foul, I think, on Jacobson underneath. Ryland was trying to get position, and Jacobson came in on him, so that's gonna be 4 on him. Badgers to inbound it, up top to Hallows, back over to RJ. Jackson has it, tries to go right side, gets it over to Hunter, and the Eagles pop it away, but Payton regains possession, gets it into Blake. Blake with a spin move, and he's going to go up, and he's going to be fouled by Jacobson, and that's going to be 5 on him. So with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Max Jacobson fouls out of the ball game on a spin move by Blake Peterson. So the Eagles have 2 fouls in this quarter. Badgers with 1. Eagles lead by 32, 28-60. Into the game for Draper comes number 21, Paul McComa. Blake's first shot is up and good. Badgers have just not been able to find an answer for the length and the reach of this Draper APA team tonight. Overby with the ball, gets over to Strong, and it's off his fingers. Jackson comes up with it, tries to get over to Blake, and that's a little too far. It's going to go out of bounds, be a turnover, be Eagle basketball. Just under 4 left in the fourth quarter. Overby gets it into Baldwin, gets it back to Overby, over to Strong. Badgers with a press on defense. Strong guarded by RJ. They get the ball into Overby, who gets it into McComa and into Stratton for 2. Peterson with the ball, pulls up, and no good. Ryland with the ball, with the rebound, and he's going to go up and be fouled. So nice offensive rebound by Ryland Hallows. That foul's going to be on, I believe it's on McComa. Ryland's first shot is up and no good. Badgers have just been cold tonight from the free throw line. Hallows will have another one. Second one is up and no good off the front of the iron. Baldwin with the basketball, guarded by Peterson. Peterson's kind of riding him a little close, and they're going to call him for it. So Blake will pick up his second foul of the game. Be the second Badger team foul. 29-62 is the score. 3:20 left. Ball comes in to Baldwin, who gets it out to Overby, who gets it out to Strong on the three-point line. Hallows with a nice rebound underneath and gets it over to Peterson. Powell with the ball. Ryland tried to set his screen, and Powell tried to get down to Blake off the screen, and McComa was there to pick it off. McComa's got some long arms. He's pretty dangerous defensively underneath there. Badgers to inbound, looking for an opening. Pass up top to Peyton Jackson. Gets under to Robbins. Robbins will go up, and that was going to be blocked by Stratton. Ball's loose, and Strong comes up with it for the Eagles. He pulls up, gets it back over to Overby on the left side. He gets the screen, and Stratton tried to go for it. Robbins got the block. McComa with the shot, no good. Peterson with the rebound. Drives it up the court, looks in, goes up for the shot, and McComa's going to get him on the foul, so Blake will have 2 shots. So that'll be Paul McComa's second foul. 4th team foul for the Eagles. 2.5 left in the fourth quarter. Blake will have 2 shots. First shot is up and good for Peterson. He'll have one more. Second shot is up and good. So Peterson has 19 points in the game. Strong with the ball. And we're going to have an offensive foul on Overby. Tried to set a screen, and he was moving a little bit. And they're going to call him for it. Coach Baldwin didn't like that call very much, but Badgers will end up with the ball. Peterson with it. Brings it up the middle, kicks it over to RJ. RJ takes a screen, tries to get it over underneath, and Baldwin picked it off. And Macoma was going to try to go up. I think he wanted to get a dunk, but he lost his footing, and he's going to get called for the travel. 2:08 left in the fourth. Macoma really wanted that one. He's kind of got tripped up a little there at the end. That would have been a fun play. Peterson brings it up for the Badgers. Kicks over to Robbins on the right side. Looks in. I think he got to Peterson from the three-point line. No, Ryland with the ball rebound, and it's going to get knocked out of his hands. Ryland fights for it, comes up with it. It's going to go out of bounds off RJ and going to be Eagle basketball. Minute 48 left in the game. Baldwin has the ball. Drives it up court. Kicks over Overby. Up top to Strong. He's out to Overby on the left side. He's wide open for three. No good. Stratton with the rebound. Strong for three. Good. Jones Strong for three more from up top. Blake with the ball. Kicks it over to RJ. Back up top to Hunter, who pulls up for two and in. That's 10 points for Hunter in the game. Macoma has it for the Eagles. 1:05 left. Baldwin with the ball, kicks over the Strong. Eagles are content to run a little clock here. Strong gets it to Stratton, back to Baldwin. Baldwin pulls up from the three-point line. Badger's got a finger on it. Robbins comes up with the rebound. RJ with the ball, gets it into Robbins, who drives in, up and in, and no good. Baldwin comes up with the rebound. Drives down for the Eagles, pulls up for the shot, and they're going to say that RJ fouled him. So that's... The Badgers got called for a flop earlier. From my vantage point, that looked like a little bit of a flop as well. But the Eagles get the call. Baldwin will put up for his first shot, and that one will go in. So Baldwin with another point. That foul was on... I'm not sure who they called that foul on. Baldwin's second one was up and good. Ball comes into Jackson, goes in for a nice reverse layup, up and in for two. That's Payton's first points of the ball game. Baldwin with the ball, 16 seconds left. Hands it off to Strong. Kicks it over to Overby. Back up to Baldwin, and they're going to let this one run out. So Overby kicks over Macoma, over to Strong, and this one's going to end in a little bit of a lopsided victory for the Draper APA Eagles. So they come down from Point of the Mountain, and oh, they just kicked the scoreboard off. So I don't remember what the final score was. But it wasn't close. So Draper APA beats the Badgers handily. Someone hit a switch on that scoreboard, and I didn't see the final score. So looking at a few stats here over on the Draper APA side. Evan Witherspoon had a point for them. Urban Baldwin had 9, 10, 11, 12. Sorry, Evan Witherspoon did not have a point. I just moved one of Baldwin. I had he and Baldwin on the same, near the same line on my program. I had to put some more ticks up there because of all the points Baldwin scored. So Baldwin had 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So Baldwin finished the game with 21 points. Weston Stratton finished with 14. Max Jacobson finishes the game with 6. Parker Overby finishes with 6, and Jones Strong ends up with 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15. With 18 points. Jones Strong with 18. So over on the Badger side, Blake Peterson is your leader with 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19 points. Hunter Robbins finished the game with 10 points. Trayson Brown finished with 2. R.J. Powell finished with 1. Peyton Jackson finished with 2. Sorry, Peyton had a pair right there at the end. And Rylan Howells with 1. So, once again, a lopsided game for the Badgers. They came out sluggish from the start, and Draper just never let up on them the whole game. Draper's a good team. A lot of length, a lot of reach on those boys. They are able to get a lot of arms and hands, cause a lot of disruption for the Badgers, and they just never let up. They didn't shoot quite as many three-point shots in the second half, which the Badgers are probably grateful for, but they were able to work the ball in, and the Badgers just didn't have an answer for their game underneath. Badgers really missed Tristan Martinez tonight. He's an integral part of the Badger offense and defense. They missed his rebounding abilities tonight. Hopefully they can get him back for the game. The games later in the week. So speaking of other athletic events for the rest of this week, tomorrow we've got, and I should mention that the girls just started playing over in Escalante. I don't have a score for that game. It's probably still pretty early on. The Varsity started playing at 7 o'clock, so they're probably still pretty early in that game. There's no broadcast that I was able to find. If someone wants to hurry and shoot me a text that might be watching or listening to this game over there, and I can announce that score. But the girls are playing over in Escalante tonight. Tomorrow, we have the wrestlers here. We've got Paiute and South Sevier coming over tomorrow night. So we'll have wrestling here tomorrow night. Then on Thursday, wrestlers will be up in Tintic for a duel up at Tintic High School. The boys basketball team will be over in Escalante. And then on Friday and Saturday, the wrestlers will be in Wendover for a tournament, both boys and girls. Also Friday, the girls basketball team will be here playing against the Duchesne Eagles. That'll be our next basketball broadcast. We will broadcast the wrestling tomorrow night from the old gym. So tune into that one. Probably start broadcasting around 6 o'clock for the JV matches for that. But the girls will be here on Friday against the Duchesne Eagles. Those games will start at 4 o'clock, 5:30, and 7. And then on Saturday, the boys will be back home to face the Millard Eagles. So those games will be a little bit earlier. On Saturday, we'll start freshmen at 2 o'clock. JV will start at 3:30, and then the varsity boys will start at 5 o'clock. So a lot of sports left this last week before Christmas break. Hopefully we can get some of our kids a little healthier. We had a lot of our younger players barking with that cough down on the sideline during the game, and I know some of our varsity players have been home for a couple days with this crud that's going around. So hopefully our boys can get some rest and get some fluids in them and come back and play a stronger game against Escalante on Thursday night. So we wish all of our boys well, and hopefully they can get well. We also wish the Draper APA Eagles a safe trip home tonight, and we'll be back tomorrow night for wrestling against Paiute and South Sevier. And until then, thanks for joining us, and go Badgers.